When you think of a nasal spray, you probably think of using a nasal spray to unblock your nose or to treat allergies and things of that nature. But did you know that administering certain drugs through the nasal cavity is a very powerful way of getting certain compounds into the brain to elicit a very potent psychoactive effect? In this video, what I'm going to do is look at how Semax nasal spray can be used to improve various aspects of cognitive function. So for those of you who are brand new to my channel, my name is Lucas, the founder of Boost Your Biology. And if you've been enjoying these videos, please like the video and smash subscribe down below to stay up to date with the latest and greatest health research. So in the quest for optimal brain health and cognitive enhancement, individuals are increasingly turning to nootropic substances like Semax nasal spray. Now, Semax is a peptide-based drug that has gained attention for its potential cognitive enhancing effects. Now, in this video, I'll delve into the benefits of Semax nasal spray and we'll explore how it may improve brain health. Now, bear in mind, if you do want to purchase a high-quality Semax nasal spray, that will be linked down below in the video description if you do want to purchase Semax. So what is Semax? Well, Semax is a synthetic peptide derived from adrenocorticotropic hormone, or ACTH. Now, it was originally developed in Russia for its neuroprotective and cognitive enhancing properties. Now, Semax is typically administered via a nasal spray, allowing for direct absorption into the bloodstream and efficient delivery to the brain. One of the main benefits or primary benefits associated with Semax is its potential to enhance cognitive function. Now, studies suggest that Semax may improve attention, memory, focus, and learning capabilities. Now, it is thought to modulate neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, which are all vital for cognitive processes. Now, Semax is believed to possess neuroprotective properties that can safeguard the brain against various stresses and injuries. Now, it has been shown to enhance neuronal survival, promote the production of neurotrophic factors such as BDNF and NGF, and also protect the brain against oxidative stress. These effects may help preserve brain health and reduce the risk of neurodegenerative conditions. Now, some of the major effects include anti-inflammatory. So chronic inflammation in the brain can contribute to significant cognitive decline and neurological disorders. And Semax has been found to exhibit anti-inflammatory properties by reducing the production of pro-inflammatory molecules and modulating the immune response. So by mitigating inflammation, Semax may help to maintain a healthy brain environment. Semax has also been shown to enhance neuronal connectivity. So Semax has been implicated in promoting synaptic plasticity, which is crucial for optimal brain function. Now, it may enhance the formation of new connections between neurons, leading to improved neuronal communication and information processing. The next point is stress resilience. Now, excessive stress can have a detrimental effect on cognitive performance and overall brain health, and Semax has been shown to modulate the stress response, reducing the impact of stress on the brain. Guys, listen up. I'm sure you're aware of the importance of personalization when it comes to optimizing your health. That is why I'm offering a free 15-minute Boost Your Biology strategy session with a senior member of my team, where we'll chart out a personalized plan for success so that you stop guessing when it comes to different supplements, diets, training, and lifestyle strategies. So be sure to check that link out in the video description down below. Here's a snapshot of many of these studies associated with Semax nasal spray. We can see the first study here was titled A Nootropic Adrenocorticotropin Analog 410 Semax, 15 years experience in its design and study. The next one was titled Investigation of Mechanism of Neuroprotective Effect of Semax in Acute Period of Ischemic Stroke. The next study here was titled Semax in Prevention of Disease Progress and Development of Exacerbation in Patients with Cerebrovascular Insufficiency. The next study here was titled Semax Analog with Nootropic Properties Activates Dopaminergic and Serotonergic Brain Systems in Rodents. Next study here was titled Semax, an analog of ACTH with cognitive effects, regulates BDNF and TRKB expression in the rat hippocampus. Semax is a potential agent for the treatment of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Effect of Semax on the temporary dynamics of BDNF and NGF expression in rat hippocampus and frontal cortex, the effects of behaviorally active Cmax on rat basal forebrain cholinergic neurons. We can see next study here was titled Comparison of the Temporary Dynamics of NGF and BDNF gene expression in rat hippocampus, frontal cortex, and retina under Cmax action, nootropic and analgesic effects of Cmax following different routes of administration. And then we can see all the other studies here, which is just demonstrating the broad spectrum effects of Cmax, how it influences various neurotransmitter pathways, growth factors, and also how it combats inflammation in the brain. Now, this next study here was really interesting, and it was titled Effects of Cmax on the default mode network of the brain. Now, many of you have probably heard of that default mode network. This is a way in which the brain actually operates. Many psychedelics, such as psilocybin and LSD, actually do appear to affect the default mode network of the brain. And now we're seeing evidence that Cmax is also able to influence the default mode network of the brain. So interestingly, this study actually demonstrated that Cmax could influence that in healthy volunteers, which is really interesting findings. And this next study here was titled Cmax, an ACTH410 analog with nootropic properties, activates dopaminergic and serotonergic brain systems in rodents. And at the end of the study, they basically noted that the results revealed the positive modulatory effect of Cmax on the striatal serotonergic system and the ability of Cmax to enhance both the striatal release of dopamine and locomotor behavior elicited by D-amphetamine. So is it possible that Cmax can potentiate stimulants? That remains to be questioned, or remains to be actually answered, sorry. But we're able to see here that, Cmax may be able to, improve and actually make stimulants a lot more potent. Some of the other effects, including altering mood. So studies show that Cmax has antidepressant and anti-anxiety effects. So we can see some of the effects there. As far as dosages, for the purposes of cognitive improvement, Cmax is to be taken 1 to 2 times a day, 2 drops in each nostril or 2 sprays for a period of 3 to 14 days. Now, 1 bottle of Cmax contains 60 drops, each having about 50 micrograms of the active ingredient. Depending on the chosen regimen, 1 bottle of Cmax is sufficient for a course of 3 to 10 days. Now, if there is a need to increase the effect of Cmax, a second dose can be taken 15 minutes after the first one. Now, Cmax side effects are very uncommon. There have been some side effects associated with the use of this drug, wherein the patient had one of the issues listed below at some point while being on Cmax. However, these side effects weren't confirmed to be associated with the treatment and could have been a coincidence and not related to the use of Cmax. So despite this, it was listed as a side effect associated with Cmax, although these associated side effects are actually very uncommon. So side effects associated with Cmax may include hair loss, discoloration of the nasal cavity, increase in blood sugar level in diabetic patients. Now, that hair loss side effect is oftentimes seen with many other nootropics that can increase BDNF and growth factors. There is an association with how BDNF can actually accelerate hair loss. So what do people say about Cmax? Well, this person said, Cmax is by far one of the most interesting nootropics I've ever tried. I've been reading about this compound for a long time and have been ecstatic to try it. The first week was interesting. I was expecting the experience to be similar to one I'd had with 4D-amphetamine, but it really wasn't. After dosing, you experience a slight stimulation. Now, this stimulation is more noticeable if you're tired or meditating. Now, there is also a sense of emotional blunting that comes with it, though the initial effects isn't why anyone should consider this peptide. For me, it really only starts to shine after a week of use. My verbal fluency is seemingly off the charts. I work as a waiter at a high-end restaurant, and I would occasionally find I'd stumble across my words. After about a week of using Cmax, this never happened again, not once. My verbal fluency in conversation is seemingly off the charts. Talking to customers, co-workers, and friends has a fluidity that he's never experienced before, not even on amphetamine cycles. Now, this doesn't come without a catch. Empathy is much harder, which makes me look at people and things in my life as equations to solve rather than an experience to enjoy. Now, this isn't objectively bad, but I can't imagine spending my whole life, spending my whole life looking at life this way. A lack of empathy also means it's harder to associate with people on a level that's deeper than acquaintance. A brain running Cmax wants goals achieved, not the simple pleasures in life. You have to decide if that mindset is right for you. Now, just hearing this guy's sharing this report, this is something that I noticed personally with uridine monophosphate and some other nootropic drugs where I've used them and they've actually made me much more goal-oriented, and they actually make it a bit more difficult to interact and socialize with other people and also connect on an emotional level. He also mentioned that his recall, working memory, and long-term memory are fantastic. If you ask me about something that happened years ago, I can tell you with ease. If you ask me something that happened about 10 seconds ago that happened in another room that I wasn't really directly focused on, he'd be able to tell you. Seems like every aspect of his memory is enhanced. Now, another point that he noted about Cmax was probably his most favorite aspect was the increase in problem solving and reflexes. These go hand in hand, making him feel at least smarter. He's more efficient and creative with problem solving and simply faster as well. Some other effects that he noticed include that Cmax greatly enhanced stimulants like caffeine and modafinil. A meditative mindset is more difficult to get into. A slight increase in impulsivity, and also a decrease in appetite. So again, if you do want to purchase Cmax nasal spray, you will see that linked down below in the video description. If you personally use Cmax, please leave a comment down below, share your experience. I'd love to get a discussion going. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.